Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Artistic Equestrian. This episode is super special to me because I'm joined with my poppy, Mr. Desmond Power. He's done everything from journalism to filmmaking and even owning racehorses. So let's dive into his remarkable story. Hi, Poppy. Thanks for joining me.
You're very welcome.
Firstly, I just wanted to say how much of an inspiration to me. And to start this podcast off, do you mind telling us a little bit about your remarkable story?
I think what you're doing is reflects, in a way, how I started. The first thing I did in the media was a radio program on 7HT in Hobart on a Saturday morning. And that really gave me a taste for two things: communication and indeed creativity. Now, that led me to start Motoring Magazine, because at that time I was racing cars, rally driving, having a pretty good time. And I also played, I was a drummer in a jazz band, a very good jazz band. So they were eclectic moments, the people I met and enjoyed were all, if you like, inhabitants of what I would call the creative world.
Yes, those are all very different areas too, from race car driving to talking on radio. What has probably been your highlight of this career?
Oh, look, I think without a doubt, my years as a foreign correspondent. I was one of the first from the ABC in those days to be appointed to London. And I, as a correspondent, covered Western Europe, the Middle East, Persia, now Iran. So it was geopolitically, it was a very vast area. And there was a lot happening. It was a fairly volatile period, certainly in Europe. It's a lot worse now, and I really feel for the correspondents in the field now. I think some of them are, particularly the women, what they're forced and faced with is incredibly difficult, incredibly dangerous. But they were great years. I enjoyed them, but more particularly, I survived and came home.
Yes, you did. You definitely did. Later on, you moved into film and television production. How did that transition happen? What inspired you to try something new?
I first went to London in the late 1960s, and I worked for a really inspiring man, a broadcaster, BBC, a man called Raymond Baxter. And he presented a program called Tomorrow's World. And if anybody taught me about television, it was Raymond Baxter. I came back from that experience of some 2 years in 1969, and I was offered a job by the ABC on radio and as a reporter on a program, two programs called AM, which is a morning program, and PM. And I enjoyed that. And I got a phone call one day from the producer of the nightly current affairs program on ABC called This Day Tonight, TDT. He called and recruited me as an on-air reporter for This Day Tonight. And that's how I started in television. Nightly current affairs, ran as executive producer current affairs in Brisbane. And we transitioned from the ABC to Channel 9 and created our own program called Today Tonight. We won a share of awards, logies, and all that sort of thing. But they were fascinating years. That led me to an interest in film. It led me to a greater interest in the creative environment. And I made that transition by way of a feature film called Dear Claudia. In the lead role was a very good actor called Brian Brown, you no doubt heard of Brian. That gave me the taste for feature film. That was the first of two, and even at my age, I'm still working on feature films.
Would you say Mr. Baxter was a big inspiration in your journey that kick-started this all?
Raymond Baxter?
Yeah.
Without